not to be tied down to one genre. Chris Buono has been associated with an impressive list of today's. I can't do this. Next question from the forums from Dave K. Can someone please explain drop 2 and drop 3 voicings to me? I'm looking to spice up my voicings, and this approach has been recommended to me.
I completely sympathize with the fact of the plea that was in there. Can someone please? I don't know if he meant it to be that way, but I say that because anybody who's ever asked that question always says it like that. You know, can you please just tell me what it is? So this is a great question because a lot of people don't know what these are. I didn't know what they were for quite a long time too, and I was pretty psyched to finally find out. So here it goes. Here is the C major 7 chord, and the way it's constructed right now is it's a closed voicing. And that means that the chord tones are in their closest proximity according to the scale they were built from. So this is a C major 7 in the C scale. C to E is 1 to 3, and there's nothing in between. There's no octave, from C to E. It's the closest they can be. So they all follow this. It's 1, 3, 5, 7. And they're also in chord tone order. So it's not as if I went from 1, 3 to 7 to 5. I went number order and closest proximity. So that's a closed voicing. So this is not a drop voicing. I'm going to make one from this, but this is not one yet. So drop means you're going to take one of these chord tones and drop it an octave. So drop 2 means I'm going to take the second note from the top and drop it an octave. So I'm going to use this finger just to show you exactly what's going on. So I'm going to take the 5th, which is G, and drop it right there to that octave. I didn't drop it to this one because, do you think that fingering is going to happen? So I'm dropping it to this one over here. So that gets rid of this. Now, this chord here is very playable, very cool. And actually, here's a pretty cool technique for when you have instances like this where your finger's holding down a note, maybe in a situation where you otherwise couldn't finger it, like, say, something like this. Pretty cool thing I picked up from Dave Fuzinski was use your pinky. Get some very cool chords. But anyway, let's go back to here. So the 5th that I dropped was right here. What needs to happen if you're in a situation where you're constructing voicings or you're trying to discover this stuff on your own, you would want to take this note, this B right here, and move it in unison to the next lower string on the higher fret. You know how the guitar does. It does its unison notes like this. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking that B, putting it over here. This was here. Let's go from here. I'm going to put the B right there. There's your chord. Now, of course, we're not going to finger it like that. We're going to finger it like this. And there's your drop 2 voicing. Some things about drop 2s, so where you can quickly identify them as being drop 2s, is the fact that they are on adjacent strings. And more time, well, when it comes to drop voicings in general, it usually means you're dealing with 4-note chord formulas, the 7ths. Whatever kind of quality 7th, it doesn't matter. It can be a major 7, minor 7, 7 flat 5, whatever. The fact that those 4 notes are there and that you're dropping the second note from a closed position is how you get your drop voicings. Now, that said, remember, that doesn't mean you just do these from root position. Let's say I go up to the next series of closed voicings for C major 7. So here's C major 7 root position. Here's the next one. So instead of 1, 3, 5, 7, I'm going to go 3, 5, 7, 1, which is actually a very cool chord. Very harp-like. Same deal. Second note from the top would come down an octave, so you get rid of that. Replace this note over here to its unison counterpart, and there it is. So my C major 7 root position, drop 2 version, is a C major 7 second inversion. My C major 7 first inversion closed position becomes a C major 7 third inversion. So you can think of it as this. Whatever the closed voicing is, the drop 2 is 2 levels up, meaning you have root position, then root, first inversion, second inversion, so 2 levels up, and you get your drop 2. So drop 2s are always on adjacent strings. You can move them. Just like I move notes, you can move chords. So to answer the other question there, what more can you do to spice up your playing? One thing you can do is take two of the things you're asking about and combine them. Study these concepts. Whenever you learn a chord, though, make sure you play it in every possible neck position. So here's the C major 7 here. Here it is over here. The only difference is the fingering needed to be adjusted because of the G and B string relationship. If I take this voicing and put it over here, the B string has to come up a half step. And if you want things to be in unison, the formula is 2.5 steps. So if I go to here, make my adjustment, and go down 2.5 steps for 5 frets, I get the same chord. If you want to do it from here, go down, same thing. Go down, whatever lands on the G string goes down a half step, and go up 2.5 steps, and here's your same chord. But there's your drop 2s. Drop 3 is the same thing. Just take the third note from the top, drop it an octave, adjust your fingers, adjust your notes to their adjacent, their unison partners. And there's your drop 3s. You probably know your drop 3s and you don't even know it. It's those 7th chords that have the bass note, a string skip, and 3 adjacent strings. These guys. These are the first 7th chords that we all commonly learn. Those are your drop 3s. And yes, they can be played on different string sets. Let's take your C major 7 first inversion. Go over here. Same deal. Push it over to the next string set. Move the note that landed on the B string a half step. Go back 2.5 steps. And there's your there's the same chord. And it's a drop 3. Bass note, string skip, 3 adjacent strings. So whatever you learn in one spot with drop 3s, go learn it somewhere else. The other string sets, which is only one possible string set. Drop 3s you can play on 3 string sets. Drop 2s you can play on 3 string sets. Drop 3s you can play on 2 string sets. If you're looking to really get into this and you want to see the other drop formulas, there's drop 2 4s, 2 and 4, meaning the second and the fourth note. There's double drops. A great source is go to Mick Goodrick's Almanac for Guitar Voice Leading series. If you go to mrgoodchord.com, you can find the 2 volumes, and when he puts out volume 3, you can find the 3rd volume. You'll find everything you need to know about this sort of dealings with chords, and it'll keep you busy for quite a long time.